On top of the recently released demo for Final Fantasy VII Remake, we also have multiple interviews released from director Tetsuya Nomura and co-director Naoki Hamaguchi. This detailed quite a few new things about the world of Midgar, Red 13, and even the game's current developmental status. So, as per the usual, let's go ahead and go over the news today and I'll give my thoughts if it's anything substantial. All the links to these articles will be in the description down below. So, with that said, let's mosey. We start off here with an interview on VG247.com with a co-director Naoki Hamaguchi where he gave details on Red 13 and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Of course, Red 13 was only recently revealed a little bit in the most recent theme song trailer, but not much is known about his gameplay aside from one section in that trailer where we see him fighting Genova, but nobody is controlling him. Hamaguchi went further into this by stating, "We felt the point at which Red 13 joins the party in the story is very late, so we thought, okay, if we're going to have him as a full character and try to get the player to enjoy his character development arc and growth as a character through that, it's not really enough time to do that. We thought that the best way to have him involved was as a guest character. Normally, throughout the game, you will be playing as a 3-man party, but you will have him as a guest character that fights alongside you during the last part of the story." Hamaguchi elaborated by saying, "He'll be using all of his old really nostalgic moves and you'll see that. We felt that was the best way of showing him off as a character and who he is. That's why we felt that this was the best way to include him." So there's the confirmation that most of us had expected, and it's not totally surprising to be honest. Red 13 is simply a guest character in Part 1, and you would not be playing as him. This was pretty obvious though going off of the trailer, but also the general context as to where he is in the story. Red 13 is introduced very late into Midgar, and Part 1 ends as you escape. It would be overall very pointless and even more time consuming to develop a character and program an entire character where you barely even play as him, when they can focus on other stuff. I personally don't mind this since I felt that this is pretty obvious that this is the direction they'd be going, but at least now we have full confirmation. I should point out though, this doesn't mean that he won't play well in future parts. They don't specify it here, but it'd be pretty ridiculous if Red 13 wasn't playable at all in the future parts. We don't need to worry about that at all, at least from what I could tell. Next up, we have interviews from director Tetsuya Nomura from 4Gamer, so let's head over there. The interviewer asked Nomura if the development of the game was going alright after the delay to a release date of April 10th compared to the original release date of March 3rd. To quote, "Yes, it's alright. We had some time to improve the quality of the final product, but we already have mastered it, so there was no further delay." What Nomura is saying there is that the game has officially gone gold, and that he guarantees no more delays for Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is extremely exciting news for fans who are looking forward to the remake, including myself, since the delay did hurt a little bit. I'm extremely happy to hear from Nomura himself that no more delays are coming, and that we'll have our hands on Remake on April 10th without a doubt. But, like I've said before with my stance on delays, as long as they took the time to polish up some things in the final product, I'm fine with any form of delay for a game. Again, as long as it's warranted. But, as Nomura says, development is finally completed on the remake, and we can look forward to playing it on April 10th. Finally, we have one more bit here from Tetsuya Nomura, once again from Famitsu. When asked about the Honeybee Inn again, and if there will be multiple items to collect before, like say a tiara or perfume for Cloud, Nomura had this to say. "There are multiple types of cross-dressing items, so you can try different types of cross-dressing depending on your selection. In addition to Cloud, Aerith and Tifa also have other costumes that are currently open. It's nice to hear that we can still collect different items for Cloud during the cross-dressing bit in the wall market, and I would absolutely love it if you could collect some items to create the original dress for Cloud, since it has been redesigned in the remake." What really surprises me here though is the fact that Nomura says that there are other costumes for Tifa and Aerith. This makes me wonder how exactly we can get different costumes for the two, since this is completely new in the remake. Aerith simply has her red dress in the original and Tifa has her blue one. Both are in the remake, albeit updated, but I wonder how we'll get other ones. This makes me really excited to see the options that we're going to have available for Don Corneo's mansion, and can be fun for different playthroughs to try and get all the outfits. Here's a pretty big one though. The interviewer asked, are there any characters from the compilation in Remake? To which Nomura said that there are some elements of the compilation in the remake, however there'll be one character that shows up from The Kids Were Alright, a Turk's side story, which was written by the scenario designer for the remake, Kazushige Nojima. We actually do see some of this in the remake demo elements-wise, with a poster from Benora Apples referencing Anjo from Crisis Core in his hometown, as well as some music from Advent Children actually making an appearance in the remake. While I'm not totally against this, I do hope that certain characters in the remake won't be too common, like Genesis for example. If anything, I hope we get some personality from the compilation like Zax for example for the future parts. But that's just me. Either way, it's also very interesting that we're going to be able to get a character from The Kids Are Alright. I personally haven't read the story, but that's an interesting inclusion nonetheless. So, that's all the news for the remake yesterday, on top of the demo dropping as well. It was nice to get more insight on certain things like Red 13, the game being finished, or the wall market details, and now we're only a little over a month away from the remake's release. Are you excited for the remake? What are your thoughts on the news that was dropped? Comment below and let me know. Thank you all very much for watching, have a great day, and signing off. Peace out, soldiers.